it is Tuesday and it's time for our Tuesday talk. And today we are going to be talking about the land surveyor, or in other ways or terms, we call it the Geomet. So over to you, Suzanne.
There's many times that you might need to call on the services of a Geomet in France. So the Geomet is a land surveyor. Often they're called out for boundary disputes. They're also called out if you have a plot that's being separated from a larger plot, or you're doing an exchange with a neighbour, for example. So the Geomet, it's quite a complicated process. They will first of all need to arrange a site viewing. So before that, we send them all the information they need in terms of a sketch plan of where the division is going to be, and it will depend on the circumstances. We go there to translate. Every party who has land that touches the land that we're looking at, including the highways department and the local mayor, have to attend the appointment or send a power of attorney document to allow the Geomet to act on their behalf.
Okay.
So there's often a lot of people there. So, for example, this one was to establish where exactly the boundary was, and whether these trees belonged to the property we were selling at the time, or whether they belonged to the neighbouring farmer. So there were definitely markers to be found and things like that. So this is them parked outside the house, one that we had for sale obviously and sold subsequently. Okay. These are the markers. So once they have identified the points, they'll always go for a fixed point. So it would be, for example, a granite post, it would be an established tree, it would be a corner from the house, and they measure it out very precisely, a number of meters it is from the corner of the house, etc., so that the boundary can be clearly shown. So these are the markers that they line up. There's always at least one, usually two people attend the appointment from the Geomet company, and they'll start lining up these markers, and then they'll line them up with a laser as well. This is it. This is like looking at the fence line
Geomet party, isn't it?
Yeah. So
okay.
The vendor and purchaser are often there. So that was the view. That was the fence that we were looking at.
Oh,
They are lined up, working out the back of the car. These are the markers they put in. So you will often see these red markers. They can often look like a table tennis bat as well. So they can be round at the top. Those are the markers that go in, and they show the exact boundary of the property. Often though, they can get lost. Legally, you're not allowed to move them or pull them out, and they should be kept visible. This is another one. This is a more permanent one, and it's steel, and they bang it into the ground. Okay. So for that, you can then go over with a metal detector and find where that is, if you can't find it off the plan. But if the Geomet's been out, you're going to have dimensions. You're going to have exact 4.32 meters from the corner of the house and something like that. There will be markers put in. Afterwards, this is what we were looking at this particular property. We were looking at where this boundary should be. It was believed that the boundary should be here on the red line, but actually the fence line had been established with this black line. But this wasn't clear from the cadastral plan and what was showing on site.
Okay. Do you remember what they determined? Did they determine?
In the end, it was brought in on this line.
Oh, okay.
It was on that line. But sorry, I got that the wrong way around. This was the fence line.
Right. Okay.
So the actual boundary was a corner like that, and actually there was a big tree in the corner. The tree was on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that was a tree that was in question as well. So that was it. That was about just establishing a boundary. We can use them, as I say, for disputes, but also for separating land. So if somebody's got a big plot and there's a barn in it, they only want to sell half an acre with the barn to renovate, for example, then the Geomet would have to come in. Very often the fees are shared between the vendor and the purchaser, if it's in the case of a sale. And if it's in the case of a dispute, then it's paid for by the person who wants to launch the dispute.
Okay.
Very often they don't get out of bed for less than €1,500.
Really?
After this, there's subsequent work that needs to be done because they give the plots new numbers, they're registered at the land registry, and the exact metre squared is marked out for each party.
So does the fee include their visit for the rendezvous, or do you have to then pay extra for their findings, or it's all...
No, that would be it. They will always do an estimate before based on the information that we send them.
Okay. And can you just explain on the cadastral plan where you have an X on a property in terms of the boundary?
So within the line of a property, if there's an X on the inside of the heavy black line around the plot number, that boundary belongs to the property.
Okay.
If the X is on the outside, then it belongs to the neighbour.
Okay.
And if it's halfway along, it's a shared boundary.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Bye-bye.